Pollo has just won the FNCS Major 1, beating his ex-teammate peterbot by a very close margin, and in the process has made history, as now he's won 4 FNCSs in a row. That's FNCS 24, Major 2 and Major 3, FNCS Global Championship 2024, and now the FNCS Major 1 in 2025, after an unbelievable performance from him and his teammates. So in today's video, I wanted to answer the question of what settings helped him win, as I know a lot of people will be wondering. But starting off with his video settings, for his windowed mode, he's using full screen to ensure the lowest amount of input delay. His resolution is on native 1920 by 1080, so he is not using a stretched res. Below that, we've got his frame rate limit cap, which is now on 360 FPS. As for his rendering mode, he is using performance mode because it does massively increase visibility while boosting FPS a ton. Literally every pro in the game is also using performance mode. For his textures, he's using low to get an additional FPS boost. He also chooses the low meshes option over high due to the lower quality, giving him a slight FPS boost and the difference in debris animations. When it comes to his brightness, that's on the max 150% to enhance visibility. This is especially beneficial when it comes to spotting enemies through the storm. For his colorblind mode, that is off, and you can see why when I compare them all in chapter 6. As for his view distance, he has got this set to low to get a very slight FPS boost, even though you can see items from a much further distance when you do increase this. Next, we have his game settings, where he has the disable pre-edit option turned off, and he's also got the auto confirm edit set to none, so he is not using edit on release. He's also got a couple of replay settings and energy saving settings turned off for an additional FPS boost. For his mouse sensitivities, he's got both his X and Y on 6.4%, his targeting and scope are on 35.5%, while using a mouse DPI of 800. If we now go ahead and put that into the game settings eDPI calculator and just simply type in the DPI, you can see that overall he's using a medium sensitivity. As for his pollen rate or mouse hertz, he is using 4000 I've heard, which can be beneficial if your PC can handle it. I know for some components out there, people get things like game stutters, which isn't ideal. Next, we've got his custom diagonal settings, which he is using. He's got that on 75, 90, and then 135. For his HUD settings, these are pretty much standard. He hasn't really changed them much. He's got cumulative on, hit only. I think his scales are maxed out, and he's got his HUD scale on 75%. If you didn't know already, there's a bunch of benefits to using all of these settings. And then we've got his audio settings, where he has his sound quality on high, his 3D headphones are off, and most importantly, he's got his visualized sound effects turned on, which gives him a huge advantage in game. Moving on to his keybinds, his movement right here is pretty standard, with his sprint on left shift and his auto run on tab. As for his use key, that's on G and mouse wheel scroll up. His pickaxe is on T, slot 1 to slot 5 is on 2 to 6. Then we've got his building keybinds, where his wall is on mouse button 4, his floor is on mouse button 5, his stairs is on F, and his trap is on B, with finally his building edit being on E. Oh, and he's also got the mouse wheel reset on scroll wheel down. Next up, we've got his peripherals, which these are the last known ones I know of. If any need updated, let me know. I believe his mouse is still the Razer Viper V3 Pro in white. His keyboard is the SteelSeries Apex Pro Mini, which you can see at his last LAN event is the white gold version. And yes, that is the exact same one Mongrel was using. Mousepad is the Artisan Zero Soft. Monitor is the BenQ Zowie XL2566K in the 360Hz. And for his headset, I'm pretty sure it's the HyperX Cloud 2s. Then for his PC specs, I believe these have been upgraded since I last made a video on it. I think he is using the best Intel processor, which has been paired up with the newly released 1590 graphics card from Nvidia to make a powerhouse of a PC, so he gets the most FPS possible and the lowest amount of input delay. Moving on, finally, I do want to showcase some optimizations to help you boost your FPS. Starting off with the best Windows settings. The first one is to press the Windows key and R, then type in System Properties Performance.exe, and this will open up the Visual Effects tab. If you click on Adjust for Best Performance, you'll notice it unchecks all the settings, but what we need to do is tick these 5 essential ones, which I'm doing on screen right now to get the basic functionality from Windows. It's just more stripped down without all the fancy animations and stuff like that. From there, we're going to type in services, and basically what we're going to do in here is disable some of the services to lower our overall general processes in Windows. It'll basically be stuff that has no sort of use whatsoever and you will rarely use, like the wallet service right here. Now if you do actually use this, you obviously don't want to do it, but if you literally just right click on it, go into its properties, then head into the startup type and disable it, that's literally all you need to do to disable a process/service. There's plenty of other ones you can do it to as well, like the Windows Insider service. Just go into the properties and then disable it like so. You'll notice as well in the task manager, if you look at the very bottom, you'll see uptime. To your surprise, the uptime may be very high, like some of these examples are on screen, like some are just ridiculous. And this is because of a fast start feature, which has become quite the meme. So to fix this, head into power options, click change settings that are unavailable and simply uncheck this option. Now when you shut down your PC will fully shut down and the uptimer will be reset. Oh, if you go into gaming too, specifically under the game bar, you want to ensure that that is turned off, as it can give you micro stutters. As well, in the search, if you type in power plan, click edit power plan, then change advanced settings, you'll notice by default it's on a normal power plan. Instead, you want to change that to high performance, which as you can imagine will make it perform at a higher level. After, I recommend disabling unused background applications by heading into your settings, then into apps, and underneath installed apps, you've got all of your different installed apps, and if you want to find out if any of them are running in the background, you literally just click on those three dots on the right hand side, go into advanced options, and under where it says background apps permissions, you can actually click on it and select never if you want to stop it from running in the background. And the last thing I've seen a lot of the pros do is head into their accessibility settings. They then go into visual effects, and under where it says transparency effects, they'll actually disable this setting, which does actually make Windows look a lot cleaner and it will help with performance. In addition to that, you can also go under and disable the animation effects, which you can imagine can also boost your FPS slightly, and then under the audio or accessibility/captions, you can turn those off too. I do believe though they are disabled by default. And finally, I want to showcase the best Nvidia settings. First off, make sure you're using the latest drivers, especially if you are on modern PC components, although older machines may benefit from older drives. After, just simply head into the Nvidia control panel, go into manage 3D settings, and you want to copy all of my settings that are set up in this video on screen in the manage 3D section. Then finally go into adjust desktop size and position, select your main gaming monitor, then select full screen and make sure a GPU is selected with the highest refresh rate possible. If the video helped, please drop a like and subscribe, and before you do go, check out any of my other videos that are on screen right now.